Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where nearly all of the views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, give yourself a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider it. I want to talk about just a bunch of stuff today. We're going to start with what I look at during the day. This is how I have my charts organized. I have SPY top left, GLD, GameStop, AMC, Playboy, and Dollar Strength Index. I want to talk about each one of these really quickly. It looks like SPY pumped harder in the morning and floated higher. This was probably because the PCE numbers we had come out were right on target. Market loved it. We blew past this bullish continuation level at 415 and just floated all the way up to 420, 60 something. 02, 420.02, 2 pennies from 420. I bet you there's a broker out there who's showing that as 420. GLD finding a little leg room up higher, kind of mimicking SPY here. Interesting to see these two things moving together. I mean, GLD is an equity, but it just reflects gold futures. This analysis is pretty good. I like this one. This is that downtrend that started in early February of 23 and extended and didn't bottom until March. But since then, we've actually set a new low. It's just really, this is a weird thing to look at. I'm calling this a complex measured move down, and I have that annotated in ABC notations. Each wave degree of Elliott wave is notated differently and is a different color. A, B, and C here in blue forming the first A wave at the minute degree. We have a three-wave form through here that creates X or B on the minute degree. And then we have another ABC. And this is all a double measured move down for wave A at the minor degree. And then we have X at the minute degree, and we continue on our way down. I'm not really sure where this higher degree forms. It's possible this is all motive wave, and it all ends down here at 392. This is where I had the 100% target labeled for minute wave C. And oh, look over here. Oh, did I nail that? What was this price? The low at 371. What was this low? 364. What was this low? 367. So there, that target was within 2 pennies. Awesome stuff. And it's been a long time since I've shared this chart. Oh yeah, I bought some puts for fun. They're like $3. So, you know, this is just me having fun. This is for next week. It's a $4 put. It looks like it's down 50 cents. Woof. Woof. It's totally fine. At any rate, the price did bounce since then, forming this rising diagonal. Totally a rising wedge. There's just nothing bullish about the way the price is moving between these trend lines. There was a downward breakout, and now we find ourselves bouncing around at below $5. Yeah, sub $5. The price target from here could be as low as like 293 or something like that. Right now, zooming in a little bit, I'm going to show you why I bought that $4 put. It's because if we get a full measured move down, the extension leads us to 414. And we get there pretty quickly. It looks like we have, again, look at this. It's a triple bullish divergence in the RSI. Is it actually triple bullish? Let's have a look. Higher low, lower low. Wait, see, this is above that one. And this is, so these are lower lows against the higher lows in the RSI. So there you have a lower low, and then this is pretty much the same price, closing price right here at 468. So even technically this is the divergence. So we have a triple bullish divergence in AMC. And I've said it once and I've said it again. It's likely that we're going to see that divergence break, and then we will have a significant high or low if it breaks, right? Otherwise, we'll be expecting a weak bounce up to 497, and we'll be just grinding sideways for a while, and the RSI will work in a tighter range within the averages that compose the index. So what that means is that the RSI would start to hit overbought and oversold relatively quicker, as price requires less movement to cause the oscillator to move. Okay, so if that made any sense to you, congratulations. I can run through that again some other time. I can't believe I learned all this stuff. It's just that I learned so much about this stuff too. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just forget all this? Might as well just keep it in the head tank, right? Just keep on going. The MACD here isn't showing us a lot of bearish momentum, but it's not showing us a lot of bullish momentum either. We might be in for a small corrective bounce before we go lower. Just depends on how long it takes the price to make a move. Implied volatility does weird stuff these days, bouncing between like 118 and 136% like within a day. That's just crazy stuff. Anyway, so that's why I'm holding that $4 put, because I think there's a shot we get at 161.8% extension at $4.14. GameStop. Let's talk about GameStop. I've had a great time following GameStop. I was saying a couple, well, what was this? Probably a couple days earlier last week, maybe last week. I said that we were looking like we're going to a measured move down, and then we passed this high that we set at the top of this motive wave. And as soon as you do that, you have to respect it. And boom, price soared higher and is now resting above that 227 level, which was the support and resistance that I was calling for when we had this nice ABC push higher forming up. Just been nailing it on GameStop. I'm just gonna pat myself on the back because no one else will. That's fine. At any rate, it looks like this triangle that I was conceptualizing there in those drawings is starting to shape up pretty well. Wow, look at that, huh? But be aware that it's looking kind of like a flag too. You can kind of characterize this in a couple of different ways. There does seem to be some bias towards the upside here, I think. I don't want to break it down any smaller, but let's turn on the line chart because sometimes it helps clear up the situation. Boom. Let's do this instead. That is good. That's very good. I have a touch point here at 6 a.m. on 5/25, and then today at noon. And this needs to be colored as a divergence. Yes, there's divergence there. It's a bearish divergence. The RSI didn't set a higher high while the price did. And as the price fell, it just started grinding sideways. So there's a divergence being respected without creating a combo divergence. And it just puts the price, or the price is then moving into correction, leading the RSI into like this floaty, going up and down, not really between either overbought or oversold. So this is a tighter pattern. It's a tight pattern. There's a lot of void space up here, so this upper trend line is going to need to move, which makes it looks a whole lot different, doesn't it? It means that I probably can't use this touch point back here either. Interesting. That looks good. Interesting. Because of this big swoop motion we had, this threw the price much higher. But now we see kind of like a rising wedge through here, right? And if that's a rising wedge, I'm going to leave this here. And I remember that this was a news event, but I'm going to leave these targets here because it's possible we still get down there. If this was a simple ABC correction, what are the targets? Near 2113, 2085? We could still work our way down here. In which case, we'd be just calling these some sort of corrective waves, some sort of expanding flat probably, or it's part of a larger pattern that I'm not seeing. Let me just turn on a blank chart here. Let's clear this drawing set. And we're going to zoom in. We're going to examine this as one move. From that low, there's the high, that's the trend line. We're just going to take that first peak, and there's that channel. Okay, we have the RSI reaching overbought several times, which is natural. We probably have, I'm just going to start a motive wave count. So this, we're going to make this motive wave 1, and its degree specifically is minuet. So there's 1 degree below here. The reason why I start like that is because I want to be sure to give myself room to draw sub waves if we have an extension, which probably will happen in wave 3. So let's just keep an open mind about that. Waves A, B, and C here are kind of flat, so maybe this correction through here looks like this. Okay, we have some sort of broadening pattern through here, and then price forms a partial decline. Do you see that? How the price doesn't come all the way back down to this trend line at all. Instead, it pulls up, and when it does that, it starts to form this channel. And the price broke to the upside. We would have a bullish count, and there's a wave extension through here. And every time we hit overbought in the RSI, it's likely the top of a motive wave. So we have waves 1 and 2 at the minuet level. The wave below that is minuet, sub-minuet. So we'd have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? This is actually going to be, we're going to call this 1, 2, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3, 4 of 3, and 5 of 3 up here. Wave 5 moving through some sort of reverse broadening pattern, a broadening top probably. Let's just go into the 1 minute. Let's go see what that looks like back there. Is it possible that this is the top of a motive wave? I mean, yes. And I think if I turn off after hours, it might look a little better. A little bit. Looks a little better. It's not very much better, though. But this would be the top of that motive wave. And then we spill down in a 3-wave form to get wave 4 at the minuet degree. So I'm going to go ahead and back out into the hourly time frame. Oh, it's very possible too that we're just starting wave 3. What if this is just 1, A, B, and C, and then we actually get the wave 3 extension heading higher? Typically, the tops of motive waves break channels, and we didn't really have that. Instead, we're throwing under back here. So, oh man, here's the deal. It's possible that we're in a massive wave 3 extension, and we're gonna call that the top of wave 1. A, B, C, maybe this is wave 2 that we're wrapping up now. Some sort of expanding flat. It's so hard. Maybe I think technically it's called a running flat, where wave A is not retraced by wave C, and wave B sets a higher wave than the beginning of wave A. I'm gonna go ahead and label those waves out because I'm talking about them a lot, and I'm sorry if you're not like a huge Elliott waveform type, but this is happening. Got A, B, and C there, finishing wave 2. And this suggests that if we get that motive wave higher, the extension, we're going to get 161.8% of wave 1, which I will now put down on the board, which would be 24.59. We actually found a high, 522. That was just shy of there. What was this high? 24.24. Pretty close, 24.36. Yeah, within a quarter just about of that target, but that doesn't have the right look to end that wave there. This might not be the best wave to use for the extension then. We'd need to be doing the height of this motive wave to here, but look there, 100%, 24.30. What was this high? 24.24. That's 6 cents. 1, 2, 3. So then that means that the third wave extension, the third wave of the third wave will extend. 1, 2, and we're starting wave 3. But 1, 2, and guess what? The wave 3 at this sub-minuet level is also starting to extend probably if, that's a big if, we get that push higher. Yep, and then we'll be going for 25.87, which would overthrow the channel 5.30. So that'd be soon. We'd be seeing a freaking run in GameStop. This is the bullish thing here, okay? Is for just there to be a big pop. I just don't know what would cause that. Like, that's the bullish analysis. It's good to know that. But we could also just as easily be looking at something a little less bullish. I can turn on the blank chart here, and I'll just label this really quickly. This could be, simply put, like an ABC structure. We'll call that corrective phase B. And we'll do our extension from here to there, right? Because 24.46 is really close to that high. I'm going to label that A, B, and C. There you go. In which case, we're actually looking at waves 1 and 2 of the next motive wave down. This would be wave 1, wave 2. Wave 3 would take us down to 21.25. So it's important to have both of those perspectives. It really is. It really is. There's a lot of resistance here at $24. We've rejected that level before from the earnings spike. So yeah, there's a lot of resistance there, and it looks like the price is going to have to move through here. But if it does move through here, it should melt up. So that's cool. I have some old targets at 32.56 still and 32.90. Let's check on that pattern. I haven't checked on that pattern in a long time. Let's see here. It's like super long. That'd be a funky handle to that double bottom, wouldn't it? There's probably another chart pattern here that'd be better. I'm gonna go ahead and just fiddle with my charts a little bit. I mean, there's definitely a downtrend break. Oh my goodness, there's the answer. If this is wave 1 and this is wave 2, I'm gonna make these different color just so I can identify them. Let's make these green because these are gonna be some really happy numbers. Everyone's gonna love these numbers. But my following's really AMC people, but whatever. So 2658 is 100% extension if it's a motive wave. And 3161, there it is again, near $32, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. GameStop, if it's bullish, this is why the meme stocks are so crazy. It's like, if this happens in a very specific way, then it will be explosive, and then it almost like self-manifests. I don't know. So that was AMC and GameStop. Let's go look at Playboy really quickly, and then we'll wrap up here because this is getting way too long, way too long. I wasn't planning on going through this much detail. We got a true doji today. Huh, cool. High volume. Looks like we're still trapped in this range between 150 and 175-ish. Just bouncing back and forth. Not much to see there. Okay, that's what I've got for today. That was a lot. I don't even think I'm gonna try to edit it down. I'm just gonna leave it up. I know some people like the longer videos, and well, if you're a TA nerd, this is it. This is as nerdy as you get. It's really gotta be. All right, catch you later.